Hello everyone, it's me, and I have my camera like this today because I've realized when I have it like this, it kind of makes me look like I have a double chin, and I really don't want that thought on my radar today, so we're doing the awkward position. Please forgive me. I was watching Hulu last night, and they show ads on there, and they're like 30 seconds to a minute and a half, so they're not that bad. But last night they showed a pro-Trump ad, and I'm like, oh my god, how wrong could their targeted ads be? I'm so not that audience. You know, I'm just having a great time watching Delta Burke on Designing Women, and then all of a sudden, here is a big-ass picture of Donald Trump's ugly POS face. I'm like, I need to find that mute button, and I need to calm down, because you are not my group, asshole. So, a while back, probably a year now, Brian and I went to Los Angeles for the weekend because he was going to meet up with a friend of his, and her two friends were going to be there, and they were going to go to a concert while I went and did my own thing, because I love being independent in a big-ass city with, like, smoke coming off shit, and, like, people, like, walking down the street really fast, and, like, I like to look up and go, oh my gosh, I'm getting vertigo just seeing all these tall buildings. That is my kind of fun. Well, Brian's friend and her two friends that were there are really big music fans, specifically K-pop fans. And, you know, I like some K-pop, and I like music too, you know, like, what the hell do you think I use my Apple Music app for? Just to sit there and go, nothing in there, why bother? Hell no, I have songs in there for days. So many songs I don't even know what all I have in there. I love music. But the thing is, all these people talked about was music. The whole damn time it was music, music, music. It was just music talk, non-stop. Now, in case you are new here, or you are simply just one of the lucky ones that has not yet heard about this, I happen to be a doll collector. I focus my collecting on Barbies and fashion dolls, and I have probably 2,000 different dolls, which kind of, now that I'm saying it, it makes me feel a little weird. But even though I love dolls as much as I do, there is no way I would sit and talk about dolls non-stop for days on end. Like, if someone even tried, I'd be like, well, that conversation was really fun, but can we talk about something else for a little while now? So, what the hell? Talking about music all that time almost drove me up a freaking wall, man. I had to go outside, walk around the block, and smoke a freaking cigarette because my anxiety was going up. Because when people do things that are really repetitive, it drives me up a wall. Continuity error. It's the same day I just had another migraine, so I had to go lie down for a little bit. It's like I had to take 6 medicines. So here's to you, coffee. I hope you help my migraine. Fuck. When I was younger, probably 8 to the age of maybe 11 or 12, my grandmother had this old friend named Agnes, and everyone called her Ag. And it's actually kind of weird now that I'm thinking about it, because people called me Ag growing up, but only they pronounced the F. Ag was a lot of fun, and everyone always loved to have her around, but Ag was a smoker, and she used to smoke these really long cigarettes, and she would always forget to flip the ashes, and coincidentally, the ash would fall onto my grandma's carpet and burn it up. So one time Ag is at the grocery store, and she drives over the smallest piece of ice, and she runs right into another car. And then my grandpa hears the story, and he's like, "You better not hit my car, Ag." So whenever she was at my grandmother's house visiting, and she would get up to leave, all of us kids would run over to the window and look out the curtain to watch her leave, because we all wanted to know if she was gonna hit another car. Now, one day, Ag and her adult daughter were at Ag's house, and they were both watching The Young and the Restless. So The Young and the Restless goes to a commercial, and Ag's like, "I'm gonna go into the kitchen and straighten up for a minute." And her daughter's like, "Okay." So she goes into the kitchen, and for whatever reason, she takes a chair over to the counter. She steps up onto the chair and then climbs up onto the counter, and she's cleaning above the cabinets. Why you would do this in a quick commercial break, I have no idea. Don't you want to know what's going to happen with Nikki and Victor? Hurry up, Ag! Well, this story takes a turn for the worse, because while Ag is standing on the counter, I guess she loses her balance and she falls to the floor. And I don't know if she fell because she had a stroke, or if she had a stroke because she fell. But the point is, Ag had a stroke. One day, happy, everything's great, you have this wonderful person in your life, and then the next day, dead. That's right, Ag died. My grandma was crying, saying Ag's brain dead, and my grandpa didn't know that, Ag had had an accident and she was in fact brain dead, so he was like, "What else is new?" As I said, I was pretty young when this happened, but they ended up shaving part of her head, and I don't know if that's like typical practice. My own grandmother had a stroke a few years back, and they did not shave her head or do anything, so I don't know why they shaved Ag's head, but that really, why did they do that to her? But I remember asking my grandma if they were going to put a wig on her because she had, an obvious shaved part of her head. I think it was just like the side or something, but she said no, she hated things being on her head, so they're putting a turban on her. And I just remember going, she hates things on her head, but they're gonna put a turban on her? And my grandma was like, yeah. And it wasn't like some, ooh, I just got out of the shower real quick, let me throw on a turban while I go answer the door and sign for my packages. Package? I love a good package at my door, and by package, I mean dick. It was like a full-on wedding type Caribbean turban, like this. It had all this stuff on it, and I remember just going, oh, it was huge, and it looked odd, to say the least, and it totally clashed with her outfit. And by outfit, I mean her t-shirt that read, "My other shirt is a pair of saggy tits." That was a joke. You do know what they say, don't you? When you think of someone that has passed away, it is because in that very moment, they're also thinking about you. And this video, of course, is just in fun, and I am in no way making fun of the elderly, strokes, home injuries, fashion, cleaning on a whim, commercial breaks, turbans, Young and the Restless, and the rest. Here on Gilligan's Isle. One of the most valuable things that I have learned in my years on planet Earth is if you don't look at things with humor, life sucks even more. Just like the world now that Ag's dead, but that was a lifetime ago, so we're all pretty much over it by now. And yes, I do think Ag would totally approve of this video because she was a very funny, very wonderful person, and she had such a great sense of humor, and it's all just for fun. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.